Session 4. Session 4. Sri Lakshmi.
Shri Shobha. Next.
TCS sir.
Please. Your bag. Moment ready with discussion better.
It's time for studying session chairs. So session 4, we are talking about power energy and control and transportation and energy storage. So for that session chairs, we are going to face it now. I request Madam and Lakshmi to face it. Professor G. Lakshmi ma'am, Professor from Senior College of Engineering, however.
Photos. One by one.
Thank you. I request Dr. Sri Shobha, Assistant Professor from Small University, TP Department. No, please. Please give the round of applause. Thank you. Session 5, tracks. Madam Harshita, Associate Professor from the Indian Institute of Technology and Science.
Volunteers will set చేస్తారు. Yeah, Harsha. Okay.
Dr. Shivachandra from Office of Engineering College and President of IEEE SPS, Hyderabad section. Saratrindra from Matrishri and President of IEEE SPS, Hyderabad section. Dr. Manoj, Associate Professor from ECE, Matrishri Engineering College. Yeah, next, Dr. T. Chandrasekhar. Yeah.
సార్ ఆయన డిపార్ట్మెంట్ లేట్ అవుతుంది.
ఇతనా ఇప్పుడు మరి ఇది మరి
ఆయన డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి వెళ్ళారు.
మరి వాట్ అబౌట్ మన
అది తర్వాత కీనోట్ స్టార్ట్ చేశారు.
కీనోట్ స్టార్ట్ చేసింది.
Now I'd like to take the pleasure of welcoming Dr. Sandeep Chattopadhyay. Dr. Sandeep is a prominent researcher and author specializing in renewable energy, environmental impact assessments, and sustainable energy technologies. With numerous publications in UGC approved national journals and international contributions to Germany's development and cooperation magazine, his work emphasizes the economic viability and environmental benefits of solar, wind, and biomass energy. He is currently a founder director at Chandradeep Solar Research Institute, registered under NITI Aayog, Government of India, recognized by the Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, and is the advisor at Alter. Dr. Chattopadhyay has also supervised critical research projects focusing on energy optimization, hybrid energy systems, and the socio-economic impact of renewable technologies, showcasing his dedication to advancing sustainable energy solutions globally. Now I'd like to join me in welcoming sir.
That point.
This one is the next slide.
Next slide, okay.
That's a preview.
This is okay, no?
That's for streaming. This is for
Then hand mic.
hand.
Namaskar. Very good evening to all the colleagues, friends, students, and the participants from our colleges to this important conference, I think 2 days conference, organized by this engineering college, Marcus Engineering College, IEEE chapter, Cyber Security Center of Excellence, and the other supporting bodies. My spelling of my name and the surname give you the impression that I am a Bengali. But at the same time, I am a pride Telangana. So I understand Telugu, but I cannot speak Telugu fluently. And apart from that, for last 4 years, my institute and myself are actively working in Hyderabad in the space of green technology, green energy technology, policy and finance. I have organized 2 international conferences in Hyderabad, and in association with the Cyber Security Center of Excellence, Dr. Sriram is also there. We will be organizing another conference earlier months of the 2025. On 6th of December, we had organized the pre-conference workshop. So, coming into the point, I just want to say that the two paper presenters took me to my early age. I got very good marks in class 10th examination in Calcutta. And I had the interest to study physics in my graduation level. So my father took me to one good private tutor who could teach me mathematics and physics. But instead of that, he taught me basic language, Pascal language, and microprocessor. Because he was a computer wizard in the year 1986. So at the Indian Statistical Institute, one professor Daya, I can still remember, he was telling about the pattern recognition and image processing. So again, I had heard these two words here today. But I got miserably bad in higher secondary marks, so I had to shift to the economics. So I learned economics. From economics, I learned environmental economics. From environmental economics, I learned energy economics. Then, with my wife, who is from this city only, we started Chandradeep Solar Research Institute in Calcutta in the year 2008, September, and our journey started. So you can understand that I have very little knowledge in the space of IT or computer science and technology. But since I am part of the journey which started in India very actively from 2010 with the first declaration of the National Solar Mission, I have seen and participated very actively in the growth process of the green energy technology. My journey was limited not only into the capacity building or organizing workshop conference, but also I had a small factory, MSME registered factory in Calcutta, which used to manufacture solar home light, solar street light, solar lamp with some other features. And we sold them, used to sell them in the places where the electricity is not there, that is the Sundarban area in 2008, 9, 10 and 11. Now, after the declaration of solar mission, National Solar Mission, which was declared by, very recently, we had lost our great Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh. He had declared the National Solar Mission in 2010 with a target of generating 20 gigawatt by the year 2020. In between, the government was changed, and in 2014, the present Prime Minister, when he became the Prime Minister for the first time, he and late Mr. Arun Jaitley declared the revised National Solar Mission, that is the National Solar Mission 2.0, with a target of generating 100 gigawatt by 2022. Then we got COVID-19 in 2020 that disturbed the growth of the solar, wind, and of course all the sectors. But by 2020 end only, we had achieved the 60 gigawatt of solar energy installation across the country. Then again, Prime Minister went in the COP26. I think all of you know about the COP26, where the Honorable Prime Minister had told about the Panchamrita and how that can help the whole world, not only India, but the whole world. There he had declared that India will achieve the net zero by 2070, and India will generate 500 gigawatt of energy, clean energy, green energy by 2030. Means another 5 years to go. And out of 500 gigawatt, 280 gigawatt should come from solar. 100 gigawatt should come from hydrogen. Wind. Rest should come from geothermal, hydrogen and other. India had also declared in January 23 the National Hydrogen Mission, Green Hydrogen Mission. The students are there. For their sake, I would like to say, India is producing hydrogen for a long period of time. But those hydrogens are green, not green hydrogen. They are called brown or gray. Why? Because the source, hydrogen we get from the electrolyzer process. And electrolyzing process, in order to do that, you need the electricity. And that electricity is coming from the conventional sources of electricity. So the hydrogen we get from the conventional sources of electricity are not considered as a green hydrogen. They are considered as a green, black or brown or gray hydrogen. Now we have the rainbow hydrogen. We have the pink hydrogen also. What is pink hydrogen? The hydrogen we get from the nuclear power. That is called the pink hydrogen. So all the rainbow colors we have to produce the hydrogen. Even though it is a very ambitious mission that 5 million metric ton of hydrogen India wants to produce by the year 2030. But that is a really serious task and a very challenging task. Still, by end, today is the 28th, I believe, December 2024, the infrastructure is not built up. It is going to be built up, but lot of investment is required, and more than investment, policy, the reform in the policy, that is much more required, and the closeness between the academia industry, that is also required. I had attended the Green Hydrogen Production and Utilization Conference in Bangalore in November 2024. There all the industry capital came and said it is really seriously difficult to produce 5 million metric ton of green hydrogen by the year 2030. But still we have a mission. Once we have a mission, at least 50% we can achieve. So the pillars of Indian green hydrogen scenario are 4, which I consider. That is solar, wind, and then hydrogen, and then number 4 is the electric vehicle, that is the mobility. These 4 pillars can take us toward the path of the green economy. Today we are standing in that position, and our position at the global level is not negligible. We are contributing a very good number of green power into the grid. So this is at present, the green energy scenario of India. So now I will start with the help of the slide. Artificial learning, or intelligence and machine learning transforming green energy. So why we need AI and ML? That is the point of discussion today at this conference. To explore the synergy of AI and machine learning with sustainable energy to drive innovation and growth in India's green sector. So the day we had organized the pre-conference workshop at the FTCCI, Federation of Telangana Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So our 2 speakers who are supposed to speak on the role of AI for the green energy sector, they had said that it is not for the green sector only, green energy sector only, for all the sectors, AI and ML, they are intervening. They are intervening for the growth, for the innovation, and also for the so what is artificial intelligence? All of you know, it is robot and machine learning, that the algorithm which runs collecting the data and impact on the industry enhances efficiency, cutting the cost, and enables the smarter decision, because that is quick. So why green energy matters? We all know why green energy matters, because the coal that creates pollution, the oil, the natural gas that creates pollution, even though it is not entirely less polluted, nothing can be entirely less polluted, but the energy that we get from the solar or wind, that is much, much, much lesser polluting the environment. So we need to drive the power from the source of solar, or from the source of the wind, or from the source of hydrogen, so and so. So the energy security, as you know, that India has coal, but that is a limited stock. India does not have oil or natural gas. Global politics is involved in that. Somebody is threatening that you cannot take oil and gas from this country. Somebody is telling, if you are taking for last 50 years, if you don't take, I will not give you this arm, that arm. So international relation is also involved in that. Instead of putting all the younger generation into trouble, the trouble which we have faced in our youth and till today. If we want them to have a less trouble free world, then we can depend onto the source which is available, onto the resource which is available locally. India has abundant sunlight, of course, not 365 days, but 300 days. The wind, it is not in coast, but also in the middle part of India also. The regularity of the wind flow is there. At the same time, this state, Telangana, is also exploring the opportunity to harness the power from the geothermal energy. So, India has the stock, because of the blessings of the nature and the hydro that is also there. Things are available locally, so we can rely on the energy security. Economic growth, the fosters innovation, create job, boost infrastructure development in the green sector. The more and more power plant we have, the more and more engineers can be employed. The more and more supporting industry can be grown up, more and more R&D can be done. So that creates the economy better. And the global goal, it aligns with the Paris Agreement. On the 6th of December itself, we had a discussion at the T-Works here at the high-tech city. There, why 1.5 degree matters. It was discussed over there. It is not 2 degree anymore. We are discussing about the 1.5 degree, how the variation of 1.5 degree can make impact on agriculture, water, animal life, and human life. If it is now going on global discussion, part of the global discussion, and Paris Agreement says that we have to decrease the temperature up to the level of 1972, if possible. So green energy now in India, it's a very good figure now, 198 gigawatt, November 2024, led by solar and wind. We have achieved that target more or less. Government initiative, National Solar Mission, wind policies are boosting green energy growth. We have policy in the place. Investment landscape, FDI is there, increasingly flowing into India's renewable sector. Challenges, of course, infrastructure challenges are there, financing and technology gap pose challenges to the growth. Then AI and ML in the green energy. So mostly we need to use the AI and ML for the asset, management. So whether it is a solar power plant or it is a wind power plant, this is an asset. That asset has a reliability, that has some existence related challenge because of the temperature, because of the harsh, the wind flow, because of the cyclone. India is a vast country. The geographical situation is not same across the country. So we have to understand the weather pattern. So AI can tell us about the past and future, give us a very good prediction about the past and future weather pattern. So that is very important to us to understand to maintain the physical asset. Then again, the forecasting. How to do the forecasting? You check the data. You check all the data that is in the storage, and you can calculate that in which month you have the maximum generation from this particular windmill or from the solar power plant located in a particular place. So accordingly, you can think of the generation. You can give the generation forecast. And also the automation, because AI is totally automation, so that cuts cost and boosts reliability. Integration, AI helps integrate diverse energy source into the grid. What are the diverse sources? Coal power is there, wind power is there, solar power is there. There could be some kind of frequency mismatch. So how to manage that? So that can also be managed by the AI. So data analytics in resource management. Resource assessment, AI evaluates historical weather pattern to find best spot for wind and solar power. As we were discussing during the lunch time, that it is one country, okay, we can think of one nation, one election, but we cannot think of one nation, one specification. That can never happen, because the temperature in Telangana, the temperature in Uti is not same. The temperature of the weather pattern or the speed of the wind or the rainfall is not same in Arunachal and Gujarat. So definitely we have to think of the different types of specifications. So we cannot tell that this particular windmill or the solar power plant will generate same unit of electricity per year. Normally 1.5 lakh unit, 1.5 lakh unit of electricity is generated per year from 1 megawatt solar photovoltaic power station. But it is average. If it is in Arunachal, it will be much less, because radiation is low, sunshine hour is less. But if it is in a cool climatic condition, where the temperature is between 25 to 30 degree, then it will definitely generate the same amount of electricity. Then again, if you take the mill to the Kharappa side, where the temperature is touching 48 to 50 degree, there you will get the voltage, but you will not get the current. People have the idea, if you set up the solar power plant in a very hot climatic condition, you will get more generation. No, silicon crystalline works better between the weather temperature range 25 to 30 degree of centigrade. So we have to find out the locations in India where we have at least 8 to 9 months temperature variation from 22 to 30 degree temperature centigrade. So AI can, there is a software that is called PVSeist that can tell you that where you will get this kind of locations. Similarly, you need a current, a certain amount of wind to run the windmill and to generate the electricity. So how and where you can set up that can also be driven by or can be traced by the AI. And then capacity planning, machine learning predicts energy need, optimizing resource use. On behalf of my company Altair, we were discussing with the CMD of TGN PDCL in Barangal, Telangana Northern Power Development Corporation Limited, ISK Varun Reddy, and we were trying to understand from him when the peak time comes, when the peak time goes down, and what are the problems they have with the load. So all these things can be identified and managed with the support of machine learning. Real-time monitoring, data tools offer live insights into energy uses and output. AI models estimate solar panel performance based on weather. There was a time we used to talk about the quality, but we never talked about the environment, for the perfect generation. But if certain, there should be less humidity, there should be the temperature, I already said, 25 to 30, less humidity, clear, weather, then only you will get the perfect generation from the solar power. So that perfect generation can be designed by the AI, and then you can install the solar power plant in that particular location for your economic benefit. Because if you get less generation, you get less revenue. You have to sell the electricity. If you don't get the electricity, what will you sell? Yeah. It is 1.5 million unit. Yeah, average. 1 megawatt. Photovoltaic, silicon photovoltaic, yeah. 1.5 million of units of electricity, kilowatt hour, we say, kilowatt hour of electricity we get. But it is average. It may be plus minus 10%, depending on the location. So predictive maintenance in energy, predictive model, we can give the predictions. You know, the astrologers, they can give many predictions, 90% does not match. But AI will give much more perfect prediction when you talk about the solar or wind power generation. Then cost saving, the proactive maintenance cut cost significantly. Case study, 20% cost reduction in wind farm using AI. That case study was done in Dindigul. Dindigul is a place in Tamil Nadu. There, one study has been conducted by the National Institute of Wind Energy. From there, I got this data. Then integration with IoT, AI and IoT enhance monitoring capabilities. So energy efficiency solutions, smart grid, energy management system, consumer engagement, and retail chain example. AI boost solar energy, that a totally AI controlled, AI managed solar power station is there in Rajasthan. So a solar power farm, Rajasthan uses AI for monitoring and analysis. Then result efficiency increase, 15% efficiency increased once they introduced AI in the solar power management. Technology machine learning uses machine learning for performance of prediction and fault detection. And then enhance reliability, improve reliability, because you can in advance come to know about the prediction and the fault detection in the asset. So the reliability of the farm increases. Challenges, of course, data privacy. When we were talking about one company that is called Wind Plus, on behalf of Altair, we were giving the technical presentation to them that how our software can help you to get more, profit in the business. They asked the one question: what about the data security? So SAR is there, cyber security guru is there. So data security is a very big challenge, whether it is solar or wind data is concerned and other data security is concerned. So it is a challenge. So we have to trust each other. Trust is the only answer, perhaps. Then comes the skill gap. Of course, we have the engineers, renewable energy engineers. I myself trained 142 boys and girls in Calcutta. And after coming here, couple of training I had conducted for National Institute for Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise, Bagdevi College, and also for the Telangana Academy of Skill and Knowledge. But they are not trained in AI. That is the point. Infrastructure, inadequate infrastructure limits AI tech development. Investment, high initial cost deters smaller players from AI adoption. The CMD also said that just to manage a transformer, I already have invested 70 lakh. Another you are asking investment you are asking for of 20 lakh for a digital twin, it is not viable. So initial investment is an issue to introduce AI at the present solar and windmill, but the large company can definitely think of that. So regulatory landscape, government support is required, regulatory framework to be modified, international cooperation is required, and incentives are also required. So future trends in AI, advancement, decentralized energy system, climate reliance, integration with other technology, these are the things, these are the points to be considered. Partnership for growth, PPP model should be introduced more, research and development, educational initiative, and community engagement. So green energy transformation, AI and ML's transformation role, optimization and efficiency, future opportunity, and overcoming challenges. These are the also important points. So act now for sustainable energy. As I said, I did not go in elaboration to all the slides because it is already, I think, 5 o'clock and it's a Sunday evening and most of you want to go back to home. So definitely, as Dr. Ajay Mathur, he has been the head of the India International Solar Alliance. India has a parliament that is not Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. India has a different parliament in Gurgaon that is called International Solar Alliance. The headquarters is in Gurgaon. And we had the member 194 countries. So Dr. Ajay Mathur said, whether you like or do not like, by 2040, everything will run by solar. Whether you want or do not want, you like or do not like, that is the reality. So now the question is, when that is the future, how efficiently we can use that? How efficiently we can generate the each and single unit and avoid the transmission loss, avoid the distribution loss, and can give it to the load or give it to the consumer at a cheaper cost. Now the cost of the solar electricity has come down to 2 rupees 0.05 paisa. For the industry, it is 3 rupees 50 paisa. In comparison, the household electricity cost or industry cost that comes from the conventional, either it is 7 or 8 rupees. In Calcutta, it is 10 rupees. And if for industry also, it is 8 to 12 rupees like that. So the cost has come down. So we can harness more and more green power through solar or wind. That will ensure the reduction of the carbon dioxide, and that will ensure that the future of the future generation. Before I conclude, I will tell one thing. One gentleman, I forgot his full name, Mr. Harish, a little elderly than us, around 65 like that. He was advisor to Chandrababu Naidu Garu also, and he was the founding chairman of Greenco. And he was also the chairman of CII Undivided AP. He told in one meeting in Tihab, I am mentor in Tihab also, that we will die for the old age, but the future generation will die for the climate change. So that should not happen. That should not happen. They should also live their life completely, and they can say goodbye to the world. So with this, I will complete. Time was short. I could not touch many points, but I hope that I could touch some points which will be thought-provoking for you. Yes. No, digital tool for that particular application, financially they said not viable. Because CMD will think that he should not be scolded by the energy secretary. The issue is different. He did not say about the technology because he's a IIT Bombay alumni. Nowadays, we are having many IAS officers who are holding the position. They are not the arts graduate or science graduate. They are from IIT Delhi, Bombay, Roorkee, Kharagpur, like that. So he did not say in terms of technology, but just to manage a transformer, he said the digital twin will not be required because it will cost another 20 lakh to his pocket. So he said like that. So thank you very much again. I thank Narayana Garu for inviting me, my friend Bara for introducing me to this group. Hope to see you again next year.
Now I request NGPL sir to honor our keynote speaker. Sudhir garu, Sudeep garu, Sandeep garu, Sandeep Chattopadhyay garu. Sir, photo.
That's fine.
Good evening, distinguished guests, esteemed participants, and colleagues. We have gathered today to conclude our conference with reflection and celebration. Now I invite the Dean, Dr. K. Venugopal Rao Garu, onto the dais. I request Nimisha to read the profile of Dean, sir.
Dr. D. Venugopal Rao, sir, Dean Academics at MESR Engineering College, holds the position of Dean of Academics in MESR EC. He holds an PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from Osmania University and has a versatile experience of 36 years, including 24 years in teaching and 8 years in industry. He has guided 18 PhD scholars, where 16 have been awarded with a PhD, published over 160 research papers, and earned several research papers and has an Academic Excellence Award. Sir has awarded the Best Teacher Award in 2013 and is recognized as the Distinguished Professor of Indian National Science Academy in 2014. Thank you.
Now I invite Dr. Srinivasrao Mukala, RASEFT License Officer Finance, and he was also a past treasurer of IEEE Hyderabad section. I invite Sri Justice Srinivas Garu, member Finance RASEFT 24, and he was also a past chair IEEE Hyderabad section.
Sir has got 25 years of experience in different areas like retail, finance, banking, telecom, and energy resources and utility industry segment. Sir is also associated with IEEE for past 25 years.
I invite Sri PVS Marthi Rao Garu, Publication Chair RASEFT 24, and he was also the past chair.
Marthi Rao sir was past chair of IEEE Hyderabad section and also have been associated with IEEE for past many years. He has got 25 years of professional experience in telecommunication and is also founder of WIT Centum R&D incubated in CIE IIIT Hyderabad and is also educator in AI/ML and software engineering.
I invite Dr. S. Lakshmi Narayana Garu, Organizing Chair RASEFT 24. I invite Dr. N.V. Rao Garu, General Chairs RASEFT 24. I invite M.G.P.L. Narayana Garu, General Chair RASEFT 24. ఒక్క నిమిషం I invite Merugu Lakshmi Narayana Garu onto the dais. I invite Chief Guest for the valedictory, Dr. Sriram Biridavolu, CEO, Cyber Security Center of Excellence, Telangana. I request Akhil to read the profile of the chief guest.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Sriram Birdavolu, a distinguished leader in IT, ICT, telecom, and cybersecurity. He serves as CEO of Cybersecurity Excellence Center in Hyderabad, an initiative by DSCI under NASSCOM. He holds a PhD in Open Innovation in ICT, Masters in Computer Science, and Bachelor's in Electrical Engineering. With senior roles at Oracle, VeriSign, Siemens, and Hewlett Packard, Dr. Sriram brings technical expertise and leadership experience. He is a certified TOGAF Enterprise Architect, PMP, and published author, with experience managing global engagements, nurturing startups, and mentoring innovators.
I request Secretary RASEFT 24 Dr. D. Harikrishna Garu to give a comprehensive report on the conference proceedings.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Respected chief guest, distinguished dignitaries, esteemed delegates and participants. It is with great pride and immense satisfaction that I present this secretary report on the successful conclusion of RASEFT 2024 conference hosted at Madhur Venkat Subbarao Engineering College. This conference themed recent advances in sustainable engineering and future technologies has been a monumental platform that brought together academicians, researchers, industry experts, and students to exchange ideas and advancements in the cutting-edge technologies and their sustainable applications. Main highlights of this RASEFT 24 is we have over delegates of over 100 and guests, including from prestigious institutions and industries across the globe, attended the conference. A total of 495 papers were submitted, out of which 82 high-quality papers were accepted, and from them 23 were registered for presentation after a rigorous review process, and that one is online. The conference featured papers across diverse tracks such as sustainable technologies, network and security, artificial intelligence, renewable energy, and IoT applications. The conference started with the inaugural session, which commenced with a vibrant cultural performance, followed by the ceremonial light of lamp. Distinguished address were the chief guest, Dr. G.S. Srinivasmurthy Garu, Director DIDL, and special guest, Sri Surendra Tiparaju, Data and AI Architecture Group Leader. The conference proceedings and souvenir were released during the inaugural session, marking an official commencement of the event. It includes all the alumni from the IEEE, the past chairs from the IEEE Hyderabad section, and all the distinguished dignitaries who are placed in this gathering. The keynote addresses were we have keynote addresses along with the invited talks by 6 eminent personalities, including Dr. C.S. Ravaru, Chairman and Co-founder, QuadGen Wireless Solutions, Bangalore; Mrs. Sirisha Bantu, Director, Office of Sustainable Campus, Asian Institute of Technology, Thailand; Sri Chandramohan Malladi, Global Head, TCS; and Dr. Lakshminarayan Merugu, Director and R&D. Then Dr. Sudha Tushara, Georgia State University, USA, and Dr. Sandeep Chattopadhyaya, Founder Director. These are the distinguished people who have given us keynote address as well as invited talks. These sessions provided profound insights into the topics such as sustainable technologies, digital innovations, and global sustainability efforts. Technical sessions were organized in 6 tracks, with 12 sessions chaired by distinguished academicians in industry profession as well as academias. Papers presented cover topics such as facial expression detection using Vivo, V5, blockchain, enabled digital forensics, electric vehicle advancements, deepfake detection using machine learning. These interactive discussions during these sessions added significant value to the knowledge sharing process. There was a lot of networking and collaborations. The conference served as a platform for delegates to network, collaborate, and exchange ideas on future projects and research endeavors. Then in the valedictory, we have our chief guest, Dr. Sriram Birdavolu Garu. The success of this RASEFT 24 would not have been possible without the contributions of several individuals and organizations. We had Matrishra Education Society for their continuous support and sponsorship. IEEE Hyderabad section for co-sponsoring the event and extending their technical expertise. Our esteemed speakers, session chairs, and reviewers for their invaluable time and contribution. I also take a moment to thank all these people for helping us in conduction of this event. Faculty members, staff, and student volunteers of MVSR Engineering College as well as Matrushri Engineering College for their tireless efforts and dedication. We have sponsors such as NRSC and Quadgen Wireless, Cybersecurity, we have. Then, in conclusion, RASEFT 24 has been enriching and inspiring journey. So, thank you, and we look forward for see you in the next RASEFT. Thank you, one and all, for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
I request Sri PVS Martirao Garu to give outline on future process of the conference.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I think what happened? Okay. Yeah, good evening, everyone. I think the conference has been conducted very nicely, and when it comes to the publications, there are some more steps to be followed because it's very important. We are going to submit to the Explore, and the final approval of that is whether going to be in Explore or not. It is the final decision of IEEE based on your quality of the papers and other parameters. So all the authors will be communicated, and how we are going to again get the camera ready papers, and also some of the ECFs. There's the copyright forms, and also how do you upload to the PDF Express, and how the whole process will be conducted. Maybe in a week's time, maybe in the early Jan first week or something like that. I think then please follow those procedures and ensure that the publications are happening on time. And any delay will lead to the publications delayed, and also we do not know how it's going to be. So my request to all the authors who are present or not present here as well, to follow the next proceedings from the conference organizing committee, and ensure that you follow the timelines very strictly. By January 20th or 25th, most probably we are planning to update all the CDs or whatever the formalities to the IEEE Explorer. After that, it may take some more time also. Okay, so I request everyone to support, and thank you once again for wonderful presentations, and also all the authors who presented and who made this conference a grand success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I request Sri MGPL Narayan Garu to give a talk on pathways forward.
So, dear dignitaries, hello, hello, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I'm very grateful for all of your presence. In fact, the time has come for all of you what you're eagerly waiting for, after putting so much effort all these days, and particularly the last 2 days, a lot of volunteer activity here. In fact, I won't take much time. In fact, that pathways forward is not for this conference forward. It is actually, I have written an extended abstract. Should a keynote speaker or invited speaker is not able to make it for this conference, I thought I would take that slot and present. So I made 15 slides for it to start with. But then they never disappointed me, actually. In fact, they came all much ahead of time and did great justice, even from a distance. Today we have seen that, actually. So I thought, it's appropriate to acknowledge this. And, it's very nice of them that they all contributed very well. In fact, it exceeded my expectations of having conducted this from that particular angle. Having said that, I thought maybe yesterday night, I thought probably I will reduce that 15 to 11 slides giving the title pathways forward and all. But even that is not required now. I will just brief you just with single slide. I think you may want to project that. Just one slide is there. Maybe I'll go one more slide towards the end. Basically, I want to leave with a thought, right? You have seen very exciting discussions for the last 2 days, concluding today, about the sustainable engineering and related technologies, actually. So we all know that technologies exist, okay? But consider that the technology is more of a proof of a concept, in my view, because it has to meet the end, in the sense how it will be treated in the hands of the end user. That is more important than technology for technology's sake. So most of the technologies and innovations, I consider them, at the most, they are proof of the concept, coming out of the labs or coming out of engineering firms. But important thing, what is that element that we need to add to that technology? Okay, that is very important. Having said that, again, on the other side, forget about it, it's not coming fine. But make sure that the next speaker gets that particular thing in order. So there are two things to consider. One is, how do we treat this whole world? Okay, what I'm going to talk about is not just for the systems that you design, it is for you in your life as well. Just listen to carefully, actually. So most of you may not have heard this term, which is very much there, much older. It's called cybernetics. Cybernetics is the kind of term which is used, it's the statesman, actually. What it means is that it is like a ship is sailing in the storm, troubled waters. How do you steer the sails or rudder to make sure that the ship progresses to the destination? So that whole of activity, as you know, that there are feedback loops involved in that, actually. So cybernetics is that science which deals with these feedback loops. It is to do with the communications and controls. Actually, that is what cybernetics is, which is the basis for artificial intelligence, computer science, everything that you know, that we are all knowing of, that we are dealing with day-to-day life in our profession and career as well. Way back in 1940s, there were a lot of lectures were given on this. In fact, in India, there is only one lab that's TCS. In fact, I was fortunate that it was started by the founder of TCS, FC Kohli. Later on, my mentor took over, P.N. Murthy. And in fact, I had subsequently was taken over from that. I ran it for about 10 years and retired in 2018. But basically, we published a lot of this thing and all. It is related to systems thinking ideas as well. So simply put, cybernetics is to deal with the feedback loops. Having said that, I also want to leave you with one idea of what is known as law of requisite variety. The world, you know, that around us is very complex, right? How do you deal with the world, which is very, very complex? So we really want to structure the whole world in a certain way so that we can deal with it. That's what we do as engineers. So this law of requisite variety actually was given by RASEFT, his name is, way back in 1950s, which says that to deal with the complexity in the environment, you have to be equally complex in your system design or above that. So if you have those states worked out for you, you are in a very good position to deal with the complexity. It could be in your machine design, or it could be in your daily life as well. You apply this principle, you can deal with any situation that may arise in the environment as we look at it. So this law of requisite variety is to kill the complexity in the system. In the environment, you have to have the complexity, to deal with that. So in other words, variety is the measure of complexity. That is what it is actually. Simply put, variety is the measure of complexity. There is a book written by the cybernetics founder whose name is Norbert Wiener, Human Use of Human Beings. He wrote this way back in 60s, I think. So what it says is that human beings are in the machines, in the parts that we design. Actually, over a period of time, that's what we are actually. In any system that you use, we are part of that system. So the moment we are part of the system, it is very important for us to think about the social implications, ethics. Those are the things. So you can't design the system not really minding this. System for system's sake, you can't be doing it. So use those principles which are required for you to be human use of human beings, okay? So that it's a really thought-provoking statement. So all this has actually led to IEEE starting a standard, it's a standard association, a particular industry connection group by name DITA. That's what I'm going to talk about it, because that is what I am working currently with IEEE Standard Association. In fact, here we have Dr. Mr. Marthi Garu is also actually part of that particular group that we have commenced in India. What it means is that DITA means it is 5 words in that. I will show it to you, quickly take you to that particular slide. Here it is. It is this framework, dignity, identity, inclusion, trust, and agency. So anything that you do, okay, to deal with the complexity of the world, it is not enough unless you put these kind of human attributes to deal with the situation. That means you have to make sure that the dignity of the individual is retained, and identity is taken care, so that the privacy issues are very well taken care. There is no privacy theft. And inclusion is that to make sure that the socio-economical situation does not bar a person not enjoying a particular facility. Okay, like Aadhaar system, for example, that it covers almost all of the Indian community. So those are the attributes which is coming up for the inclusion. Trust is something like that. That anything that you use out of the system, it should be trust enriching it. The last one is agency. We deal with a lot of black box algorithms and all, is opaque interfaces and all. The system has to provide that user has ultimately control over the system. So if you take care in your design, not just the general functioning of the system, but also, which is anyway given, because unless that is there, people won't buy it, but also making sure that these human attributes are very well taken care. Okay, that's an important takeaway from this particular lecture, that on one side you use the law of requisite variety to deal with the environment complexity. On the other hand, you also make sure that the human related things are also taken care. So that will give rise to sustainability of anything that you develop. Okay, what I said about the human is same thing is holding good for the planet, because it's also a living being, by the way. It is not just anything, planet means earth or soil or anything like that. It's a living being. So think of those kind of things when you design things. And in fact, I just want to quickly leave with you some of the standards which are ongoing with IEEE in terms of digital census, in terms of how you can design for the different age groups. And there is a work done for the last 5 years, ethically aligned design by IEEE Standard Association. They have captured a lot of discussions from general public, policymakers, technologists, innovators, and whatnot. It's a very well available document. Version 2 is available now. So when you deal with the AI or ML related things, how do you deal with it? Is there. So this is the program which we scheduled in Bangalore in February 19th and 20th. 20th being the day on which we are going to discuss about the data. We have identified 5 different speakers, and with their respective panels, they come and discuss. It is not for knowledge sharing. It is more to do with how to proceed with the kind of things that we have to deal with the technology. Okay. So that is a forum which we'll be discussing. This should give rise to some standards, some regulations, some guidelines for the designers, policymakers, and even civil society. Civil society inputs are also taken. Even the attorneys can come and join there. That is the kind of multidisciplinary thing that we have initiated. I stop here. In fact, I could cover that, but anyway, time is not right for me. We are already tired for the last 2 days. But I leave with these two examples. One is the system design using the cybernetic principles, mainly law of requisite variety. On the other side, the human considering human values in the design of systems that you do. Okay, thank you very much. And I thank all of the volunteers here also for tirelessly working towards that day in and day out to make this really great success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I request our chief guest, Dr. Sri Ram Biradolu Garu, to address the gathering.
Hello, I guess I'll get started. Yeah, thank you. I guess it's been a wonderful couple of days. First of all, thanks to MBSR College. It's really put them on the global map. It's so wonderful to hear about all the accomplishments here that have happened. Burst of energy and intellect and knowledge and collaborations, hopefully. Okay, there should be a lot of, I hope there are as many outcomes of this in the coming days, as many as the papers that were presented here and all. I think with a very tight selection rate, this really ranks it among the top IEEE conferences. Congratulations, MBSR College. This puts them on the global map and you should strive further. And we'll be very happy to collaborate. We were very happy to collaborate this year, being one of the collaborators for this event. So, what shall I say at the end of such a wonderful conference? First of all, I guess there are a few things that I want to point out. That the entire notion that the whole open innovation thing, that means there is one thing which is called closed innovation, in which you say that, yes, there are a bunch of white coats or people who are experts in an organization who will bring out ideas, and those ideas are vetted, and then they come out in the form of products or services, and then they take the whole reward, or they take the full risk, and then if it bombs or if it goes up. Now the entire funnel has opened up. It is porous. So that means you could let out your ideas and you could take others' ideas and combine them. You see that everywhere what is happening. And I hope these will be the forums where that will really strive to really happen. So because of this, I mean, such wonderful ideas really presented by Lakshman and Gauru, I'm really happy. The thing is that we need to seek out, and this is the day and age where more and more is happening at an astonishing pace. So one cannot be isolated. If you were to bring out all the brilliant people in the world, I mean, the people that you know into this campus, there will still be many, many more outside the campus. So you always need to constantly make it a part of your strategy to constantly scan the landscape for new ideas. Make it a part of the strategy, not doing it occasionally, not doing it by accident. So what I will do is now just quickly who we are, some of the things I wanted to cover in the morning, but anyway, I think I'll cut those also short and do. First of all, cyber security, what I'm talking about, why is it important? Why is it so very much in the game, so much in the news and all that? One thing is the world has gone digital. And why has it gone digital? For three reasons. The top three reasons are, first is the experience. The second is the experience, meaning that the experience that you get differently, whether you are booking an Uber cab or doing something else. The second is the efficiency, makes it faster, better, cheaper, and so on. The third is the possibilities. What are the new possibilities, new innovations that can happen, new connections that can happen? That is the reason why it's going digital at an astonishing pace. Once it is going digital at an astonishing pace, you will find that the value is moving upstream, which means that probably out of $10, $7, $8 are already in the digital cyber world, whether in the form of patents, in the form of currency, I mean digital currency, or whether in the form of anything else, design, or your critical assets, critical infrastructure of the nation. So you'll find that they're heavily linked or they're there. Nowadays, you find more and more cyber physical systems, which means more and more things are getting added into the cyberspace. So if that is the case, the value needs to be protected, absolutely protected. And that is the reason why cybersecurity is very, very important. So I'll just share a few slides with you. First of all, who we are, and we are of course spread all over. But I mean, these people are there. They are, I mean, right from, we have representatives from MATI and representatives from NSCS, National Security Council Secretariat, which is part of Mr. Ajit Doval's NSA group, to the Principal Secretary, Special Chief Secretary, Mr. Jayesh Ranjan and others, Managing Director of JP Morgan Chase, and so on. So basically, we have representatives of many more people than who are from Hyderabad. What are our top three goals? First is to strengthen the posture of cybersecurity and privacy in the ecosystem, help the industry capture a share of the $2 trillion global market worldwide. Mark this, I'm coming back to this. Okay, it means huge opportunities for us, all of us. And last one is to accelerate innovation and entrepreneurship in cybersecurity and privacy domain. So we are spread across, I mean, we cater to 5 stakeholder pillars. First is the cybersecurity industry, tech industry itself, all the tech companies you can think of. The second is the government, central government. So in this tech industry, we have large, medium, small companies, including startups. We incubate about 55 cybersecurity startups here, a growing number. And also we provide access to market, access to capital, access to mentors, and so on. Second is government, central government, state government, law enforcement agencies, defense, policy making bodies, and all. Third is academia and R&D centers. This is a perfect example of the collaboration. We wish to increase it more. You have faculty development, R&D, student development, hackathons, research conferences. We have tied up with a number of worldwide organizations, which I'll talk about in a moment. Then user enterprises. User enterprises are the industry which are not tech industries, like banks, pharma, retail. We are tied up with Federation of Telangana Chambers of Commerce, lots of GCCs, and so on. And last but not the least are collaborations. We collaborated with Hague Security Delta, Netherlands, Hague Center for Strategic Studies. HSD is one of the largest cybersecurity clusters in the world. Cyber West Australia with the City of London Corporation, and on cyber insurance, we did a lot of things because they hold the city holds the financial district. And also with Cardiff University, with Israel, with US. We were recently on a big trip to US in the RSA conference and so on. So we will be happy to help collaborate. So that is the thing. And these are the stakeholder pillars. Yeah. So here's what I wanted to. Why is it a $2 trillion global market opportunity? If we did not, the ecosystem did not invest $2 trillion in it, there are going to be straight damages of $12 trillion. To add to this fact, I want to add one more thing. About 137 countries in the world have adopted privacy laws, data protection, personal data protection laws. What does this mean? If you look at the DPDP Act that was launched last year, please understand, read it carefully. The highest ever penalties of any civil and criminal procedure codes are reserved for breach of personal data, 250 crores. And in that, if supposing in any breach, they carefully examine and find there are multiple breaches, it jumps to 500 crores straight. Okay, so there are different levels of penalties that are levied. And multiply that by 137 countries worldwide, you would get the picture. GDPR, left and right, they are whacking fines. So which means that more investments in cybersecurity, more investment in privacy engineering and privacy enhancing technologies. So why is this so important? We always believe in security by design, privacy by design. Security by default, privacy by default. Now, as he had talked a lot on cybernetics and the other wonderful model that was there, I would like to mention a couple of things. Are cybersecurity and privacy something to be, when we say by design, what does it mean? It means that you need to treat it as something inherent. Now take a very highly complex system. What's a natural system which is very highly complex? The human body. Okay, very highly complex. So, and very well fitted, very well integrated. In that, you will find security is inherently a part of it. You have white blood cells. You have your immunity system. Okay, they are part and parcel of the game. Like he was talking about privacy, he's talking about various things. They are part and parcel of the system. It does not go to sleep. Okay, that means supposing you are resting or you are sleeping, it will not suddenly go to sleep. It is not that it wakes up once in 6 months for an audit and checks the boxes and simply goes into the background. It is active all the time. Hey, sorry, something happened here. So, essentially, we are talking about, yeah, I'll just upload once. What happened? Or it is charging, is it? Okay. All right. Yeah, if it goes in the middle, that's okay. All right. So we have chalked up as Cybersecurity Center of Excellence. I'll rush through this. We have done a number of things here, lakhs of hours. So we are ready to help and collaborate as an industry body to help anyone really reach there. Meaning, as I mentioned, that improve the ecosystem, improve the resilience of the ecosystem. Second is capture a share of the $2 trillion, which means more research opportunities, more market opportunities for startups and all. The third is to encourage entrepreneurship and innovation in this space. So that is the reason why we are having. I'm happy to see that there are a few papers on cybersecurity in this conference, and we wish more are there. So coming to cybersecurity and the ecosystem, we'd like to add a few things. These two slides say cybersecurity is treated as the fifth dimension of warfare after land, sea, air, and space. Okay, there's a bloodless war all the time going on. Please understand, make no mistake. It's all the time going on. And we are having a very tough time. We need to win this game. We need to be ahead in this game because everything is linked to that. Our national well-being at an individual level, you would have heard of all the Jamtara strike. If you in fact go and stand in a cybercrime station, you will go mad. Right from pension funds getting knocked off to some girls' photos getting morphed and being uploaded on the internet, you will find everything across the board. So that is the individual level. Next is the org level, how orgs are getting attacked, to the nation state level. Then the booming cybersecurity industry, I've already mentioned, economic stimuli, So I'm talking relative to the SDGs which are there. So it matches with these 6 SDGs because that is the theme of this conference. You see in the bottom, massive employment opportunities are there. Then it meets the triple bottom line approach of the CSR also. Smart cities and sustainable development. So quality education, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, sustainable cities and communities, peace, justice and strong institutions. It stands for that because everything is linked to that. Then partnerships for the goals and partnership for the goals. I've had the opportunity to represent our government as well as give a lot of inputs for policy. And believe me, as e-governance increases, the entire state is held ransom. Everything is really at stake here. Okay, because we would like to push more citizen services and all. And we've closely audited, being local here among many of the other things that we do, we've audited all the state government related infrastructure and the websites, including the ones heavy ones like e-Seva, me-Seva, which service millions of citizens. Okay. So we know really what's happening and we know the threats which are there. So believe me, need to stay ahead in this game. So this is one thing and not dwell too much. So impact on society by securing data, protecting digital identity, securing transactions and building awareness. This is extremely important. For your benefit, here they are. So now, the future, I'll shine a little torchlight in the future. It's not going to be only about people. It's going to be about devices. It's going to be about Internet of Things, machine-to-machine communication, and so on. So what is so different? Well, there is a difference. For example, your identity is there. You can go in, log in with behavioral biometrics, login, password, everything fine. That's there. You as an identity you've gotten in. But a device joins your network here. How are you going to identify? Okay, there are various means, but they can be spoofed. All the soft ones can be spoofed, like IP address and all. Okay, so rogue devices can join. Increasingly, they want more 5G and all, more IoT devices all on the network. Millions will join in. You just do not know what's happening on your network or in your ecosystem. So there are various fields evolving. Something like device fingerprinting. What is that? I'll just mention briefly and leave it at that. So for example, let's take a device. Supposing devices are produced. They're all similar. Let's say there is a clock. So there is a clock, 10 milliseconds, 10 milliseconds, 10 milliseconds within certain tolerance range. All of them are the same. But no, you go deeper. Let's say you go into the nanoseconds. Then you will find a skew, clock skew, which is each device is different. Okay, because in the factory settings, they cannot do that tolerance. Secondly, you will have things like everything is smart. A smart light bulb may just emit a pulse. A smart TV will buffer things longer. Maybe it's a movie or a video. That's the characteristics of the device. So if you were to take such parameters and crunch it in your ML algorithms and know what's a normal one, then you will arrive at device fingerprinting. You will know that every device that is being attached to the network, it has a certain pattern and a certain unique fingerprint, if you will. And any other device, by whatever name, even by hacking he has joined, suddenly you'll recognize that its behavior is not the same and you will try and isolate it. And again, there will be systems that will be managing that. So there will be systems to manage systems. You'll have to get to that because human beings cannot do it. That is where risks and all are. And that's a major area of study. All of these are. When you simply take on machine learning, AI, it has its own set of risks which we explore carefully. There is AI for cyber, which means making AI that makes cybersecurity more powerful through various things like behavioral biometrics, threat mitigation, advanced threat mitigation, and all that. And there is the opposite, which is cyber for AI. That means supposing there are healthcare systems, banking systems, whatever are there, they are AI systems. How do you build cyber to ring fence and protect them? And they have certain very unique ones that you cannot extrapolate. For example, take machine learning. Okay, you can learn, but you cannot unlearn so easily. In normal systems that you are used to, ERP and all those systems and all, if you find some offending or data which is bad or something, you can go back carefully, have a bunch of people spend time and delete from the database, and then it behaves normally. It runs on algorithms. In this case, it's more like a child. You can learn, but you cannot press a button or issue a command and simply say unlearn the whole thing. Okay, you cannot put SQL queries and say, supposing 6 months back, this AI system had learned some things. Okay, and after that it continued learning. You cannot go back and say the stuff that was fed in that particular week, last year, December, please remove that. I don't want it, you learned it. No, you cannot unlearn. So these are all areas of research, and I'm sure that conferences like this will bring up solutions. So there are very unique challenges. We cannot simply extrapolate and say the older systems will function or behave like that. Some of the papers that we published, IoT standards, and see it is moving very fast. In the past 3 years alone, there were about 6 to 7 standards in IoT security alone that were released. IoT security, not IoT, IoT security. So we had to write a complete thing called Road to IoT Standards in order to take care of that. We have various collaborations, as I've told you, a lot of collaborations, and we'll continue to have collaborations. Please do reach out to us, and we will be able to actually collaborate and put you, I mean, get you to international standards or put you on the world map, so to speak. For example, one great AppSec hackathon which we did, in which there were 10,000. We participated in various conferences, Black Hat Saudi recently, JISEC in Dubai, Telangana, these things, and also RSA US conference and so on. Okay, so there are, here, this may interest you. There's a career map for cybersecurity for people who may ask, ranging from the watermost level to the top C level. So we train all of them. Okay, different programs for each. So on 10th, there is a program for industry professionals. So probably students are not allowed. But in the morning, there is a master class on next generation threat mitigation. Those interested may participate, faculty members and all especially, and they can come to the afternoon chapter meet also. It is on 10th. Please note, please reach out to us if you need. Here, frequently not understood or less understood is the growing field of data privacy. Privacy and cybersecurity are two entirely different things, though they are like cousins. Okay, privacy has to do with law, and data privacy, people have simply misunderstood and paid a very heavy price for it. Okay, so what has happened is, I can narrate examples, but it will take a little time, so I won't. So what happens is, I mean, maybe I should just mention one in the passing, that one of the friends was running a company in Bangalore. He was dealing with mobile data, I mean, mobile management. That means you have a fleet of many mobile phones. How to do enterprise mobility, manage that. He was successfully deployed his solution in Europe and all that. And one day he was about to catch a flight to Paris. He was told, as soon as you get down, you'll be arrested. Yeah, time's up. So then he went there. Then he found that the things that he was distributing, there is absolutely a heavy restriction there. You cannot track anyone after 5, 6 p.m. or whatever his shift timing is. Whereas he had left that on, and that whole thing was getting. So there are privacy engineering and privacy enhancing technologies, two separate things which work closely. Both are symbiotic, cybersecurity and privacy. Or do reach out to us, and we will be able to help you in all of these things. A lot of collaborations, from hackathon to labs to employment opportunities. We have done that. And we have various courses. Great AppSec hackathon had 10,000 registrants from 20 plus countries and 29 states of India and 3 union territories. Indo-Dutch Cybersecurity School, which we run every year, thousands of participants, month-long program in the month of Cyber Month, and 2 hours a day session. We've been running this for several years now. Experts from both Netherlands and from India to do it. It's a virtual one. You can please participate. Privacy Spotlight series, the CISO DPO Talks series. Okay. You can contact us, stay in touch, as you should. As an industry body, we have our ears to the ground on what's actually happening. So please do follow us and keep in touch and register for our events, because that's the best way that you'll have to ensure that all what you are doing has relevance to what's happening there. And there could be several others who are racing ahead. Then you would know that what you're working in also has relevance. Okay, with that, I'd like to stop here. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And it's great participating with all of you. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Definitely good to know.
Yeah.
We can leave this like this.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Now, I request Sri MGPL Narayan Rao Garu to felicitate today's chief guest. Madam, if I could say
జాస్తి సేపు Now I request Nukala sir to please come and have a honor of felicitation. So it's a great pleasure to work with you, and please give a big clap for him. Today we are here because of Nukala sir. He was the one who fought with everyone, who has even managed to make a likelihood presentation